we got Mantist in the house. So yeah, let's start off with like where you from?
Africa, man.
Alright.
Okay. How did you get into music?
It's actually a pretty interesting question, man. Music at first was not even my thing. You know, I always loved to listen to music, but it's not something that I thought I would do.
Yeah.
It's not something that I wanted to do. I was more into science. You know, I was good at science in school, and my passion was to become a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I was inspired by the lifestyle of doctors. I don't know why, but I just fell in love with that profession. So how I got into music was kind of a very thin line. You know, one time we were playing basketball at South Bank, and one of these guys just came over from nowhere and said, which one of you guys want to, you know, come to my workshop? So apparently what the guy does is he's a freelancer. So he applied for grant from the government give him grant, and he does workshop, help people write music or poetry or whatever you want. So he was like, who wanna come over to my workshop and do some music?
Yeah.
We had no interest. Everyone like, it's not our thing, man. We just carried on playing basketball.
Yeah.
So what he did was, you know, he's kind of a very interesting guy. He's like, okay, how about we make a deal? I'm playing basketball with you guys. If I beat you, you'll come to my workshop.
And you lost? Did
He win, man. Yeah.
you had to go to the workshop?
Yeah, so I thought I would win, you know. I thought, he's, you know, I've been practicing basketball for a long time. I'm good at basketball. Like, this is a piece of cake. But apparently the guy knew his strength, you know. So he beat me, and I decided to go to the workshop. So when I went to the workshop, there was already a bunch of kids over there. I went and sat at the back because I had no interest in it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, you know, I came over to just agree to the deal of the basketball. So this guy was like, hey, how about pick a pen, write something about yourself, you know? Everyone, just write where you're from, write anything, love, poetry. So I've written something because I was already kind of keeping diaries, so I like to write about my day and stuff. So I've written something briefly, and the guy said, okay, how about we play this thing on a beat? You know, just read it out on a beat. So I was like, okay. So I did the spoken words on the beat, and this guy like, that was good, you know. So he burned 10 copies. He was like, look, I'll give you 5 copies, these 5 copies, hand it to your friend. I'll take the 5 copies. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So he took the 5 copies, give it to his friend. I took mine, give it to all my close friends. I was like, look, check something out here, but don't worry about it, that's trash. You know, I had no interest. But this guy called me up, you know, 4 days later. Look, man, I hand your CDs out and people love it. We should catch up again. You know, I'm like, okay. We met again. He was like, look, how about write something else again, you know? So I written something. And this time, this guy burned another copies and he handed over. Then he gave me a call and said, look, these guys love your stuff, your storytelling. How about you perform in front of 15 people? And I was pretty afraid of, you know, public speaking, man.
Yeah.
I like, I don't know what really, you know, made me to say yes. I'm like, okay, it's cool. And when I got there, man, 15 people, I was scared out of my mind, you know. So I was nervous and I just did it. But, you know, to me it was rubbish. And my heart is not in it. But the people were clapping, oh, that was good, you know. They came and said, look, I really love your stories. I started liking the compliment, you know, not the music. And I started liking all the people loving it. I don't know if it is true, but I started to get attracted to the lifestyle. So again, this guy called me to write something, and this time he said, "Look, how about come perform? I have a show here, 50 people, from 50 to 150."
Wow.
When I get to the 150, I was so afraid. I went over and buy a bottle of Coke and bought some liquor, poured some inside. You know, I just wanted to intoxicate myself, man, because I was afraid. So I was pretty drunk on the stage. I didn't know what much I was doing, but the people apparently love it.
Oh, wow.
So this guy, apparently he saw something in me that I'm not seeing. And because I was into science, music is not my thing, I was not really giving my heart. But now I started liking that, you know, the attention I'm getting. You know, I started liking the guy because he's an awesome guy, you know. He always say, "Look, you know, you're good, man. You got ambition, you know. You could do good in this industry." So those are something that I think I was missing in my when I was a kid. You know, nobody was giving me those type of compliment. You know, I grown up in a neighborhood that people put you down instead. You know, nobody see the good thing you're doing.
Yeah.
They mostly focus on the bad thing. So you could do all the great thing you can do, but you can never hear say, "Oh, job well done," you know. But when you make a mistake, that's when they will point out.
Yeah,
So when this guy started showing me my strength, I was attracted to it, so it was good. Then he introduced me to someone else, you know, who know more about the business, you know, to actually start exposing my music. That's how, you know, that's how it began.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So have you found, like, over time you've, like, got more of a passion towards music, like, as it's gone on?
So as much as I start hanging more with this guy and he started introducing me to more crowd, you know, I started to get more attached to the compliment, to the lifestyle. He would give me album of other musicians I would listen. Because I was already a big fan of hip hop, and you know, I already loved the lifestyle. Just it wasn't me. I was just loving other people doing it, you know, not me. But after doing it for a while, you know, just keep meeting up with this guy, I started liking it. Started getting passionate in it. Then one time I went over to my mom and said, "Look, I think I'm becoming a musician." And that was a big drama, you know, because in her mind, I was already going to become a doctor, you know. And, you know, where I'm from, mostly what you will become is mostly influenced by your parent. And, you know, we had a long disagreement for almost 6 months. She wasn't happy. You know, she called one of her brother from US, you know, like, "Talk to this kid, you know, this kid is losing his mind." But that guy, apparently, he's like, "Look, if the kid want to be anything, let him be." So my mom respect, you know, her brother. She's kind of like, "Okay, if you want to be a musician, go ahead." But she wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, I started to really, really keep going more, and, you know, I would attend workshops and just start writing really on my own. And I became really attached to it.
When did you start?
I think about around 2006.
Oh,
2006.
almost.
So for 3 years, it was just pretty much hobby,
Yeah.
you know. Then from 2009, the beginning, I got serious. Then I got so serious that I've written so many songs. And toward the end of 2009, I released my first EP album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, you know, pretty much gone really serious ever since.